Hello. Hello from Vietnam. If I can get this gimbal to work correctly. Come on now. There we go. Still learning the gimbal. So this is Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam. This is a huge apartment complex with about 50 buildings. They're all about 20 to 40 stories tall. And yeah, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. I'm just gonna do a walk. There we go. So just walking around, it's called Vin Homes Grand Park. And let me show you the left here. Over here is one of the really big swimming pools. Actually, this one's about average size. There's a lot of them here that are maybe double, triple, even 4 times, 5 times the size of this one. They actually have a saltwater pool at one of the new places. So it's called Vin Homes Grand Park. Let's see. Okay, any questions? Put them in the chat. I wish I could talk to you guys live. I know you can do that. I'll have to figure that out. Because I'd like to chat instead of have you guys text. So Vietnamese are, I don't know if obsessed is the right word, but they're very good when they become, let's say over 50, 55, about coming to these places in the morning. They love to stretch, just get warmed up. You know, a lot of them did physical labor and they're in the rice fields even, really hard on your body. So they like to stretch, get unsore, warmed up for the day. One of the reasons they're the thinnest people in the world too. They're really mindful about walking. That's one of the positives about Vietnam is when they get to be 60 plus, 55 plus, they retire here quite early. I believe women retire. Women's retirement age, I believe, is 55. You can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. And men is like 58. Could be 60. I can't remember, but it's definitely quite a bit lower than in the States. What is America now? 67 now? So, yeah, this is Vin Homes Grand Park. So you can see there's a building maybe 20 stories tall. Another one 20 stories across the street. And they've got lots of little businesses in here. Unfortunately, although there's 50 buildings here with all these places to rent, I'm going to say at best 15% of these shop house places are rented out. There's just not, it's really hard for them to open a business and stay in business here. Just the big stores mostly make it. Laundromat over there, really cheap. Get your laundry done here in Vietnam. I think I pay anywhere from $2 to $4 or $5 for $4 or $5 for 2 loads, whites and darks, and then 1 load for $2. And that's washed, dried, and folded, so it's really a good deal. Save time. Time is money if you use that time to work. So over there's a spa. I've been to that place. The massages in Vietnam are good, but they're not as good as in Thailand. They don't have, some of them have pretty good skills, some of them not so good, and some of them really, really not good. Because they're not licensed here to do massages. So, I don't see any questions in the chat. Maybe, is there a chat box I'm missing? Ay, ay, ay. I hope not. Huh. So weird. Before I always saw a chat box. But I think maybe this is the first time I went live on, there's a VinFast, Vietnamese manufactured all electric vehicle. Now this place is really easy to cross the road. Nobody's going to stop for you. So you just kind of got to go, they'll go around you. But nobody stops here. Almost never, unless absolutely necessary, will they stop. It's a go, go, go society. If you're a pedestrian, you are of the lowest ilk of the world when you're walking in Vietnam. But you just have to understand that. That is the rule. You get used to it, crossing the street. Now this is really easy here, but there are places it's not so easy. So Tet is coming, which is their Lunar New Year. And that's a huge, huge holiday here in not just Vietnam, but China. It's a huge deal. So many people in Ho Chi Minh so a lot of little cafes here. Yeah, a lot of people in Ho Chi Minh are not from here, so they go home to meet their family in the countryside or the middle of Vietnam, Hanoi, wherever, the Mekong Delta. So you see, you just pull up here, park your bike, some people just chilling, lunch, something to eat. Well, at least I got a little smile out of that foreigner. That's more than you usually get. It's quite interesting about foreigners in Vietnam. In Ho Chi Minh, they're not friendly. Very unfriendly people most of the time. Not always, but very angry, never smile at you. They smile. But you go to Da Nang, people are so friendly there. The Vietnamese people are super friendly. The foreigners are really friendly there. It's a really nice place for the vibe of the people. More on par with Thailand with the friendliness. But here in Vietnam, in Ho Chi Minh, the foreigners are really not friendly with each other. They just go around you. No worries. Just building after building here. I'd say there's 50 buildings here in Vin Hom's Grand Park. Little yoga place over there. You have these little carts that can drive you just around the area. King Food Mart, that's where I like to go get our groceries. The nice thing about Vietnam, it doesn't matter where you live, you can walk just about 95% of the places you need to go. I mean, it's just crazy. You rarely need to drive. People drive to their jobs, of course. And sometimes you need to drive to meet your friends or something. But for the most part, I just try and walk. Everything's so close. We can go over here, actually. This is a really interesting place over here. I'll show you something really crazy about this place. Scary. One thing really cool and one thing really scary across the road. Oh. Those are all new buildings. They're a little taller, a little bit more little bit fancier. They've got a big, huge saltwater pool. They're more expensive. Still, you know, a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment here, I think, is going now for around 100,000 US dollars. That's crazy cheap. Because it's so far away from the main part of Ho Chi Minh. So now we'll walk. You can see over here. Oh, there's my buddy. He delivers my good. Actually, he might have something for me. Ciao, Em. Yeah, I think he might have a delivery for me today. I don't know. But anyway, this restaurant serves American foods style. This guy's got big chain restaurants. I'm not sure. I think it's all over Singapore and South Korea here. I could be wrong. Maybe even America. But he's got all kinds of restaurants and coffee shops. But they use MSG. Not always, but sometimes. I just can't handle MSG. You see if I don't know why I cannot see a chat. I'm sure some of you guys have questions, right? I just don't get the chat. Okay, I've got all messages show. Maybe you guys just are not going to message. Maybe there's a lot of Vietnamese people here because it is a little late in America, especially on the East Coast. Little gazebo here. Somebody's gonna take a shot and open a restaurant. Good luck. Well, that's a bad location too. Grand opening, grand closing. I can't remember the comic that used to say that. Who was that? Was that Chris Rock? I think so, yeah. So you can see here, they've got these just really cool, beautiful koi fish ponds. Isn't that cool? I don't know if you guys can see the koi fish. Oh, they're so beautiful. Let me get up higher. Oh, there's some girls taking some pictures for that. I'm assuming, yeah, she's wearing an ao dai. Ao dai is what they in Vietnam call the Vietnamese traditional dress. Here's an idea. You get an idea how many buildings there are. I mean to tell you, they're everywhere here. It's very convenient, very walkable. Got some great, beautiful places like this here. The downside, the restaurants here are not good like they are in the main parts of Ho Chi Minh. Wow. Guy's showing off, looking for a girlfriend. Look how high I can jump, girl. Looking for a girlfriend. Look how high I can jump, girl. I'm the strongest fish in here. Check out these flippers. I got the strongest, best flippers in this pool, baby. And they come in all different colors. Can we just get along? Yes, hopefully. Hopefully. So there's lots of kids here, lots of families that stay here, and it's great because they have these little playgrounds for kids over there. So the kids get a pretty active bringing, you know. Although a lot of kids, had a lot of students when I had students that they love video games, but they're still active too. I think their parents have a good mixture for them. You get an idea here. Pretty beautiful, huh? So I'm saying if you sign a year lease here, you'll get a lease for about, actually, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, we got furnished for $400. So they're even cheaper now, and you can get unfurnished for like 300, 250 now. It's crazy. I want to take you this way. Over there, I promised to mention. So over in this area, I'm a little bit sketched out to go over there. It's a little scary. I don't know if you can see the end of that building. Can you see that building in the middle? Not on the right that you see, or there's 4 buildings. Not the one here directly close to me, but the next one. All of those apartments are empty. And on the other side, all of them empty. And in this building over here, can't really get a good look. On the right side, empty, empty, empty. And can you guess why they are empty? It's absolutely crazy. So, the reason they're empty is because there's ghosts that are in that particular 2 or 3 buildings on the end that haunt those rooms. Everybody that's moved in, moved right out. I kid you not. And there was a couple there, maybe 8 months ago, got unalived. A man and a woman. The woman had a boyfriend, and he got mad, came, and ended their time here. Yeah, crazy. So nobody rents there. I mean, that was just the icing on the cake, proverbial icing on the cake. I mean, nobody was going there anyway, but that just really solidified, I guess. And yeah, they cannot. I don't know if they don't allow them to sell or rent, but quite crazy. So they got lots of little textures like this. So convenient. These little wind marts are convenient. This is where I buy in pork because it's a big store and I trust their sources are clean. I will say that in actuality, I've only been 7 years in Vietnam. I've only been sick one time from the food, and that wasn't even outside. That was in the family. So I will say that now, for sure, the food is not as clean. And it took my stomach a year and a half to feel really comfortable with the food here. Here's an all-electric bus. They're really nice. And it took my stomach like a year and a half to get used to the food here, but when I traveled to other countries, like I was here first, then I went to Mexico and Peru and Colombia. I just didn't have any issues with my stomach because you build up so much antibodies so that you're okay. So we'll walk down here. These are the newer buildings here. They're building a new highway to get to District 1 faster, which is in giant need. Obviously, there's 50,000 or so apartments here. I believe 50 to 70,000 apartments. So there's probably 150, 200,000 people here. 150,000, easy. So that's a lot of people to go on a 1-lane road. And that's what there is now, a 1-lane road. So it is highly, highly needed. There's another one of those little giant golf carts on steroids. And they're called Glory Heights, GH, which means something different to me. But my mind's in the gutter. Beautiful buildings. There's the new mall back there. The malls in Vietnam are okay. I mean, it's not that they're bad. They're not. They can't touch the beauty of the malls in Thailand, but they do the job. There's some restaurants that have some good food there, but it's very sketchy. The food out here is just not that good. Vid Home Central Park or near D1, the food is so good. That's where you get the best chefs and the best food. It's more expensive, but you know, it's very much worth it to have really good food. And it's still so cheap. It's Vietnam, right? There are some restaurants here that are really expensive. What's the restaurant from Argentina? The steak restaurant. I always forget the name of that place. But they have one of those here, or a few of them. They're about half price of they are in Seattle. Doing something. So these are the new buildings here, and you can see all these shop houses are not open yet. We won't go through the mall. I'll just show it to you, but I want to show you on the other side before I leave. They've got a new good size water park. They've got a couple other things. The water park I want to try. It looks really cool. Have to wear a t-shirt though. Definitely want to wear a t-shirt. I wouldn't want to see myself without a t-shirt on right now. This stage of my life. Now there's one Mia candle. They don't put S's on their words here. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Angela Johnson. Beautiful nail. Vietnamese don't have S's at the end of their words. They don't pluralize anything. So when they translate to English, they just wing it. They just do the best they can. And yeah, you get some pretty funny stuff. T-shirts here are hilarious. Yeah, Glory Heights. Over there's another. Those are all connected actually. Those are, I think that's Beverly Station over the left. And then down there, this is all two different companies. Over here, I think you guys know what that is. You like to play golf? Oh my God, golf is so expensive here. It's $100, $200, or $250 for a round of golf here. American money. So you gotta be a rich Vietnamese to play golf. This is just the practice facility. So they've got the chargers here. They're really pushing electric vehicles here. And electric motorcycles, which is great. Problem with electric cars and motorcycles is you don't hear them coming. So you gotta be really careful when you cross the road. Because you don't hear anything. You kind of just take a half a step out and whew. I've had a couple close calls, luckily. Never boinked yet. So this used to be a really big park, and they had some really suggestive statues there. Oh, there you can see the water park off in the distance. I don't know if I can zoom in here or not. Oh yeah. They got some pretty good sized water slides for sure over there. I'm shocked that nobody's asking questions. I think maybe I didn't do something right and that I cannot see the comments. I don't really know what happened. Now, over here, ahead here on the right, are the villas. Now, those actually are sold, most of them, it looks like. But there's a lot of empty, oops, got chopped off there. But these villas are really expensive, and people are just cannot afford it. The economy here has taken a dive. Although the GDP is still growing and doing well, the economy within itself has gone down, like so many places all over the world. I don't know if that's from the war. Some of it's for sure from the Russian-Ukrainian war. Hopefully that will be taken care of soon. So that, for so many reasons, right? Yeah. Yep. So this is on a corner. That's got to be at least 1 point. It's only 3 stories. Oh, it's 4. Small top floor. That might be 1. It's a great location. 1 million, 1, 2, probably 1, 1, 1, 2. And then you'll see a lot of these coffee shops. Vietnamese people love to sit outside in the coffee shops and have their coffee. I like it too. Very chill. Let me flip the camera. Oh, I see a comment. Kid, thank you. You know what, buddy? The restaurants here there are some. I just went to one this morning and got a really good banh mi. Oh, it's delicious. It's actually right up here on the right. But the restaurants around here are very much hit and miss, and usually miss. It's down when you get closer to District 1, and even surrounding District 1. District 3, District 2 has some great restaurants. That's where you get the good food. I don't know why, but the restaurants here, not that great. Well, and I would say some of them are good for Vietnamese food, but sometimes I want to eat some foreign food, right? And the foreign food out here they had a couple good ones, but Vietnamese people do not like Western food. They don't like steaks, and it's expensive too, right? They love pizza. The pizza out here is horrible. Sorry, Vietnam. Vietnamese people have completely different taste for pizza. So I found 1 or 2 places, again, down in District 1 near there, that you can find some pretty good pizza, but it's not mind-altering. Okay, enough of my mug. Let me show you over here. It is a good area. I mean, it's totally safe. It's very family-friendly. They just opened up this amusement park. The funny thing is, there's nobody here. And for sure the reason is the time. Yeah, it's about noon. Vietnamese do not like the sun. They avoid, like you go to the beach at noon, anywhere in Vietnam, it'll be abandoned. There's just foreigners. We love that sun. They hate it. They don't like tan skin, and they don't like heat. Most of them. I have a few Vietnamese friends, they like the heat like I like. And a few Vietnamese friends that are more like world travelers, they've got dark skin. They understand the benefits. I try and stress to my students to tan their skin a little bit, but they don't really care. They just want to be beautiful in Asian guys' eyes. But yeah, over there, another section. Yeah, it's very safe. There's a tall, beautiful Russian girl. I'm guessing Russian, but there's quite a few Russians in Vietnam, especially when you go to Nha Trang. They have the signs in Russian. And, I just never talked to them, but I've never had any problem with Russians or Chinese here. There's a lot of Chinese here and in Thailand. I live next door to a Chinese guy. Very nice guy. Actually, I think he was from Taiwan. Yeah, he was from Taiwan. But I've met some Chinese people here too. They were very cool. I think people are just trying to take care of themselves, right? Lei Hoi, sun. Sun is like green or blue. Lei Hoi is like a festival. There's a guy holding his little baby. Another coffee shop. Down there, a lot more villas and the schools. There's a junior high school, and to the right there's a grade school. The private schools. Yeah, the park's really nice, hey? They actually changed it. It was a huge park before, and now they've turned it into this amusement park. And then down here on the right is a water park. They still have a big park area where the kids can fly their kites and so forth. Down there's the water park. You guys know what those are. I won't go down there, but they kind of ripped this off from Singapore, but it's still pretty at night especially. We'll go just a little bit loud there. Oh, great question, Sehe. Yeah, they've got electric buses here. They're brand new, all electric, quiet, conditioned. They have one that just goes around this giant area. As you can see, this is just half of the buildings. Actually, you can't even see half, but there's probably about 50 to 60, 70 buildings. I should count them all. This is one half, and then all these villas. And so they have one bus that goes around, completely around. Then they have two different ones. Oh, here we go. There's the one, the three. That goes all the way to downtown Ho Chi Minh, free. Just hop on it. It takes a little while. 3 and 4 both go to downtown. One's express and the other one stops quite a bit. So it's about 45 minutes, an hour, or an hour and 15. They sell bicycles here, which is funny. Just like in America, nobody rides them. They buy them. And they sit in the garage and collect dust. Just like my bike. God, I bought a new bike, I think, in America, and I rode it maybe 5-6 times. Had it for like 12, 13 years. Ridiculous. I hate riding bikes. It's too dangerous. I like to ride, but God, it's too dangerous. Especially in Vietnam. Yeah, most people don't have a car. I think I saw, the other day, a stat that said there's about 1 million cars in Ho Chi Minh, and there's 14 million people. So they definitely exist. A lot of those are taxis, right? So personal cars got to be, I'm saying, at best 700,000. They're so expensive for the translation of the money, or to, if you consider, and then the tax. They used to have a 200 or 300% tax on the car. So like a $20,000 Corolla was $60,000 or $80,000. Because they don't want too many cars on the road because it clogs it up for the motorbikes. But they want that tax money, so they lowered the taxes a bit. People want cars. It is not so good. It depends on where you're going and what time. If you plan it out, you can be okay. Any pickleball courts? I don't play pickleball, so I haven't noticed. There's a lot of badminton courts we talked about last week. But I know there's pickleball for sure, because I just met a guy the other day in my building. He's got real good English, and he said that he loves pickleball. He invited me to play, but my knee can't play pickleball or tennis. And even if I did have a good knee, I cannot play that sport. I would try again, though, if my knee was okay. because I don't like to quit at anything. I just want to be okay at it. I like to be good at anything, but with pickleball, I'd be so happy just to be okay. I look like a buffoon out there, like I was smoking and doing drugs. I mean, it was brutal. I look so inept out there. Yeah, I know the small, but it's my knee. If I go sideways, my knee will pop out, dislocate. And yeah, there's nothing in my knee, so it doesn't really hurt too bad, but it's not the most fun to have to pop it back into place. There's a couple buses. There's the one. There's a school, one of the schools across the street. But you can see the buses are new, modern, quiet. Cute little Vietnamese girl. Yeah, that's the school. I think that's the junior high there. And then on the left over here, you can see it's quite nice, is the high school. Very colorful. At night, a lot of this stuff lights up. It's really quite cool. Very, very bright. A lot of the kids that live here go to these schools. Vin School, Vin Bus, Vin Homes, Vin Fast Vehicles. They're all the same company. Interesting, the guy's story is interesting. But yeah, there it is. Lots of statues. Any universities? Well, there's quite a few of them. When you say nearby, that's the funny thing about Ho Chi Minh. It's nearby as far as like driving. If there's nobody there, I could get there in maybe 10 minutes. But with traffic, 20, 25 minutes, maybe even 30 to get there. 20, 25. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of universities in Ho Chi Minh. They planted a lot of nice trees here. A lot of English schools here. But the government just changed the regulations to graduate high school that you don't have to have a certain level of English. So a lot of these schools, I think, are gonna go bankrupt because it's really expensive. I know too, I taught English. I stopped now, but I taught English before, and we have to make more money. There's my man again. We have to, no, that's not him. Have to make more money to live here because it's more expensive as foreigners, of course, because airplane tickets, and live alone for the most part usually. But yeah, it's expensive for them to send their kids. You'll see, yeah, there's ILA is a huge school. There's another one down there that I worked for a month, long time ago. And there's another English school, Apollo, a huge company here. So there's a lot of them here. Yeah. That's about it. More villas on the left. Down here on the right, there's a great big swath of restaurants in this building. And it's nice at night. A lot of people will come because they can sit outside, get their food, drink their beer. And there's a gym over there. Again, it's 12, so a lot of these gyms, they'll close during midday from 11 to 2. Strange to me. That's a good time for me to work out. Nobody's there. And, but they close up, so. Another good thing about living closer to the center is you're going to have more westernized places. Like the gyms don't close. Some of them are 24 hours a day. They're more used to foreigners down there. we're out here. Like I said, it's really hard to find good Western food. And I cannot cook to save my behind. Very little. No, this is the dry season just started. Say hey. The rainy season here is a little bit starts in April and dies out in December. So you have 6 months of rain, which is, what did I say, April? Yeah, so May through November is the rainy season. And then the rest of the year is sunny, and it almost never rains here now. I think it's rained twice in the last 6 weeks here. So not much. So these are all restaurants here. Oh, say hey, I'm so glad you came. And I think a lot of the followers are Vietnamese. Maybe they can't catch up with my English. Because I couldn't figure out why I couldn't see the chat. You are my man. And Tet is really big for flowers. So they have lots of places that sell flowers and things for the Lunar New Year. Or maybe I'm moving the camera too fast. I gotta get moving this keyboard. Let me back up a little bit here. There we go. Yeah, everything's new here, bud. I think Vin Homes started out here. I think they just opened up maybe. Ooh, my memory time is not so good. Maybe 5 years ago is when they started to open here. But some of these buildings just opened up like in the last month or two. And then they've got a whole other group that's going to open up at the end of this month, January, and beginning of February. So, like this place never had many people here, many restaurants here until like the last 2 months. So everything's very new and fresh. Vietnamese love Korean food. There's another one I ate here. It's pretty good, actually. The Korean food here they've got is just like in America. Yeah, they've got... Hello, how are you? Good, good, good. Bye-bye. Very friendly. Friendly young people. So nice. Oh, see this place. Oh, it looks like, are they done or are they just closed? Oh, this place had some really good food. And then I think they changed the manager. Maybe they're just closed for today or for Tet holiday, or they might be out of business. I think they, looks like they went out of business. Maybe not. They had some really good Cuban food. Kind of, yeah, Cuban by a Russian guy. Maybe because Russia and Cuba had a link, right? Vietnam and Cuba have a link too. Like they had a Gran Cubano sandwich. It was really quite good. And their hamburger was really good for the meat that they have available. It was delicious. But yeah, they just are not big into American food here. Hamburgers. McDonald's really struggles here, which is a good thing, I think. Don't want to go around poisoning the rest of the world like we do poison ourselves in America. I go down there and eat too. Sometimes I need that McDonald's in my stomach sometimes, even with all the chemicals. I wanted to eat there last week, but they were out of my dum-dum. Yeah, it's really busy on the weekends. That's right, bud. These outdoor places, so many young Vietnamese people come here and drink beer and eat, and that is their entertainment, is drinking beer. Oh, that's a cool bike. Well, that's one of the electric bikes, I think. Oh, no, that's not electric. Happy School, another English school. Yeah, on the back side, say, hey, there's a bunch more restaurants, and you can see those tables over there. I can walk over. And I should hop on one of those buses. But they have lots of outdoor seating. And people just sit out here, yeah, drink their beer, chill, have fun. Come here as a foreigner, your first time, the guys are going to try and get you obliterated. They're going to make you drink so much beer. They love to get foreigners just wasted. I don't know why. But I fell victim to that the first time here. Whew. Wow. That was a bad night. Actually, I don't think I got sick, but bad night for other reasons. Sometime I'll have to share that story. It's pretty funny, interesting. How's the barbecue? The Korean barbecue is really good. There's a place that has American barbecue, again, down in D2 and D1. And that place is crazy, because the first time I ate there, I thought, well, this is amazing. And then we had take home, and it was really the opposite. It was so not good. And I've tried there maybe one other time, two other times, and it was okay. It's strange. So American barbecue is hit and miss from what I've experienced. They have some other places I've had, like ribs and stuff. It's pretty good. But the Korean barbecue is king here for sure. You can see down there, kind of a polluted day too. It's been so polluted this month. I don't know why. Hanoi's had the worst pollution in the world last week. In the world. You can see there's the other buildings. You can't see them. Maybe 30 buildings over there. Those were the first built, and these just opened up. These are more expensive. These just opened up in the last few months. Still very empty. So there's a big river very close by. So maybe that's, I don't know why the purple water here is. Maybe it keeps it cooler. I really don't know. The malls. Oh, Ciao Mario, wait just 1 second. The malls, no. The malls are not, they're okay here. They're fine, but they're not even comparable in size or what they offer. I mean, Bangkok, hands down. Actually, Bangkok has the best malls I've ever experienced in my life. I've never been to the Great Mall in Minneapolis. I've never seen that, so I can't compare. Ciao Mary, yes. I just am getting over a cold too. If you look at me, you can see I got dark circles, didn't sleep. Yeah, it was bad last week. I don't know if that's why I got sick. We were babysitting a little baby and she was sick, so I think that's it. But I can certainly see it's bad. The worst I've ever seen it here in Ho Chi Minh. So, and I think it's just going to, unfortunately, I don't know. It's going to get worse. I shouldn't say that. I don't know. What's the difference between D1 and D2, where the wealthy live in Ho Chi Minh? D2 has some villas that are 5-10 million US dollars, right? So really expensive. I didn't realize how dark my eye was there. So yeah, D2, beautiful villas, but it also has a lot of like apartments and rooms that you can rent for, you know, $100 a month, $700 a month. And there's some really updated ones, beautiful ones like here, Masteria, which you can get for a year lease for, I'd say 500 to 1,000 for maybe a big, nice 2-bedroom, furnished. Really nice, high floor. D1 is noisier, usually, because that's where all the bars and the restaurants and the happenings are, and people are down there on the weekends drinking and honking their horns. So I'd never have lived in D1 for that reason. And D2 has a lot of foreigners, which like I said, I don't really like because the foreigners here are not friendly. They are not friendly to me. Yeah, it's very strange. They don't like seeing other foreigners. I guess they just want to be the only foreigners in Vietnam. They want to feel special, which I understand. I went through that one time, and then I slapped myself around and said, why do you think like that? Sometimes I'm embarrassed the thoughts I have. But yeah, I don't, but D2 has great restaurants, foreign restaurants and Vietnamese restaurants, and fusion, right? A lot of fusion. So a lot of foreigners like to live there. Let me flip the camera around. So this is the road that we'll be going to D1 eventually. I don't know how long it'll take them to finish this. I'm sure a few more years. I heard 1 year. I find that hard to believe. They're making pretty good progress on this. But, they got a lot of cranes working over there, down there. Yeah, you can see down there. Zoom in a bit. Lots of cranes. So they're going quite fast, but I don't know about the rest of the trip. Let me get my glasses on. There we go. Yeah, BKK. I think that's the nicest mall I ever saw in Bangkok. Icon Siam, right? Oh, that's incredible. Yes, I am in Ho Chi Minh. This is like an hour away. This is an hour away from D1. Read some of the questions. Oh, that's a great idea, Cha Mary. Thank you so much. Much love. I am new to this, right? So, yes, that's a great idea. Thank you so much. I love pointers. So why with so many, how do the malls? Okay, wait. Yeah, that's right, Cha Mary. BKK definitely has one of the best malls in the world. They have a lot of them, right? The Icon Siam, Icon Paragon, what is it, BMK or MBK? I love shopping in Thailand. It's even cheaper than Vietnam, the malls. Yeah, that's right. Bangkok, I just heard this. Bangkok you had to wear a mask due to the air pollution. Yes, I just read this morning that just like in Chiang Mai, where you can't even, if you have anything going on upstairs, you won't stay there in February, March, or April, or whenever the burning season is. It's also worse in Bangkok because partially due to that. So I just got back from there, and it was much better in October and November. Oh, thank you, Cha Mary. You're very sweet. Thank you so much. You say I should be a full-time YouTuber. That is my goal, but it will take a little bit of time, I think, before I can do it full-time. For sure, I appreciate that. That is definitely something I want. Do you think, Cha Mary, do you think foreigners don't like to see other foreigners, because Vietnam is a hidden gem and they don't want to enter into man? That's a good question. I don't know if that's the reason. I don't know. I think I can tell you, I mentioned before that I've had that feeling where I didn't like it when I saw a foreigner here. Because you feel special as a foreigner when I was here. The first time I came was 2011. or 2012. And I stayed outside of D1 and I saw no foreigners, not one, until week 3. And I saw like 3 Europeans. And I was a little bit angry, jealous. You know, it's like, you know you're wrong, right? You know, it's like, what is wrong with you? But that feeling is still in your heart. Like, what are you doing here? Because you feel special. I don't know, as a man, I feel like, you know, it takes away your uniqueness, you know, it takes away your stardom, your fake stardom. But I think, you know, I had to just have a talk in the mirror and say, what's wrong with you? Grow up. So now I don't care much about any of that stuff. Let's see, sorry, even my gimbal can't help this shaking. Now this won't be a rail. Say, hey kid. Well, oh, sorry. Is there going to be a rail system in the construction? This is not a rail system. This will just be for cars and motorcycles. But they just opened up a brand new subway in Ho Chi Minh. It's really late in the game, but better late than never. And they're working on the second one. But I mean, compared to Bangkok, they're just so far behind. Maybe 30 years. So I would say maybe in 30 years, they'll be up to Bangkok. And then I just don't know about the population. The population of Vietnam is not growing as fast as it was because of the cost of having children. I think a lot of places in the world are like that too, where the population is slowing down. And I guess some countries are going good. Oh, really? Chow Mary, are you a man or a woman? Just so I know. There's Highlands Coffee. It's amazing coffee. If you guys haven't been here and tried it, I suggest it, especially if you like chocolate. It's really chocolatey flavored. So I absolutely love it. We can go across here, actually. And nobody. It's easy to cross the street here. And they don't drive that fast here. You're a man. Okay, good. That makes sense. I kind of thought so after a few of those comments. The last one, but I want to make sure. So it's nice because they don't drive so fast like in Thailand. You guys know, if you've been there, you know, and if you haven't been to Thailand, they drive so fast there. So it's easier here to navigate. That's funny, Chow Mary. I have a love-hate relationship with foreigners. Yeah, that's me too. Like in Da Nang, I found the foreigners really, really friendly, and I really enjoyed it. I actually met a guy there who's still my friend today, American guy, who's traveling the world. He was a pharmacist in America. And he said he's going to do an interview with me one day. So I'll do an interview. Interesting guy. Really interesting American. Very intelligent and has helped me a lot with my YouTube journey. Let's see. Say, how are the hospitals in your area? So they're building, funny enough, a Vin Med or Vin Mech, which is the medical company of VIN. It's called Vin Group. And they have Vin motorcycles, Vin cars, Vin homes where we are. They had Vin Mart. They're just a huge company. He's the richest man in Vietnam. Funny story, he became the richest man in Vietnam from selling what? Do you guys know? You can put it in the chat. I'll tell you in a second. I couldn't believe that's how he made his money. And where he made his money. So this guy, Vietnamese, ends up in all places Vietnamese guy in Ukraine, and starts selling noodles. I think he tried a few businesses, maybe they didn't go as well, and he started to package and sell noodles. Well, people loved them in Ukraine. They were cheap. They're still super cheap. Miss Howe is famous in America at Asian stores, and he became really, really wealthy. He sold it, got whatever, bunch of millions, and then did something else, and now he's doing everything. So very, very good businessman. And I think he really loves Vietnam. And he really wants Vietnam to improve. And just about everything he touches is quality. It's not easy to make quality cars, as we all know, that are older. Of us here that are older, we understand that when car companies start, the quality. I remember Toyota and Honda were considered cheap, bad quality vehicles when I was young. And now look at them. They're the best in the world. Hyundai started like that. John Mary, how do you see the future of the top tourist destination in Southeast Asia? Do you see Thailand keeping this popularity, or do you see other countries rising to the top? I think Thailand is just, I don't know how many notches above Vietnam or anywhere else. I mean, you've got the beaches. Their personality, I say, is the people just love their laid back, happy vibe, right? I love it too. So I don't foresee anyone. Maybe somebody gets tired of Thailand. I think that could be a possibility. I get bored anywhere. Indonesia is a big Muslim country, so it's not as popular for going to date females. So interestingly enough, I know some guys, or even me included, have, I can't even remember if that girl's Muslim I dated. Dated would be a big stretch of the word. But they definitely do date foreigners there. White or black foreigners. If they like you, they'll date you. Even they wear hijabs. But yeah, I think Thailand is going to be hard to knock off. Vietnam will improve, though. I think so. I hope so. Their service is not quite up to par of Thailand, but it's improved a lot. And it's improved a lot. Not Thailand level yet. The service, like Airbnb and stuff like that, and the prices are more expensive to travel, I think, in Vietnam than Bangkok or in Thailand, from what I see. Although Da Nang is so cheap, that is very similar, I think. But Ho Chi Minh to Bangkok, Ho Chi Minh is definitely more expensive. It's going to cost you at least $300-400 more a month to live here. So that's a great question. How's your mental health? My mental health is much better here. I would say for sure it's better in Thailand because people are friendlier. There are friendly people here in Vietnam, for sure. But compared to Thailand, which is such a relaxed vibe, but here's a friendly guy right here. My man! Oh, he missed me. He's super friendly. So there are really friendly people here. But comparatively, I'm much happier. Even Vietnam, I'm happier than Seattle. But I'm from Seattle, which is not a happy place. Right? And Seattle, they have the Seattle freeze. I don't know if you guys heard that. People are cold. They're not friendly. So I know, it just changes so much across the country depending on where you are. But for me, Seattle to Bangkok or Ho Chi Minh, I'm definitely in better mental health here. Yeah, for sure. A lot less stress financially. I worked in the casino business in Seattle and had a good salary. Made a good amount of money, but I was miserable. You know, yeah, I lived in a nice place, had nice stuff, but I was more depressed at that time, sitting in my expensive car and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But I was so depressed. So here I don't have a car, right? I got a motorcycle, I rent, or I walk. Wherever I go, I try and walk. And I think it's just so much better for your health. That's funny. Say, hey, kid, I don't see the Philippines slowing down anytime soon about the population. Filipinos don't believe in birth control. Yeah, I've heard that. They are not big. I don't care. I don't want to have a baby, so I meet some girl and I don't know. I'm using the baggage. I don't want to have. I've chanced it before, but I don't want to do that route anymore. Okay, guys, I think I'll stop there. My voice is going. John Mary, you mentioned about getting sick, so I don't want to get sick again. Yeah, you can see over there. You can see the air pollution is quite not good today. Bus stop over there. More buildings. Oh, there we go. Thanks a lot, guys. John Mary, say, hey, kid, thank you so much for interacting with me, keeping me from getting too bored. I think I had a lot of Vietnamese people in the chat box before. Maybe that's why I didn't get so many. Yeah. Man, that would be just an insane date here. You spent 200 on a date. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I feel pretty good today. Thank you. Say, hey, kid, thank you. Thank you, Cha Mary. Take care. You guys too. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.